Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We're back again. It's that time of the night where we have to tell you what happened in that court, whether it is interesting or not. So today we had a witness that sounded, as Emily would say when we were talking here, like he was in the house also. He was testifying like those people in the house.
He sounded like them.
He sounded like them, yeah.
Gave me deja vu.
It gave you deja vu. Yeah, it does happen. You are here. Welcome. Again, please press that like button. Sure, you're here to get all the juicy, nice and just so nice things. This is Mr. Anonymous speaking. Press that like button, share the video, do whatever that you need to do with the video, but do not copy it. Yes. Let us go.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another live stream where we discuss the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Let me just say that this marathon is exhausting, okay? You know what happened yesterday, Mr. Anonymous?
Yes.
I was like, maybe we could do a live stream for 30 minutes regarding those short 9 minutes, but then I got to work. As I was busy doing the script, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I was like, this is not going to happen. This is not happening. We'll come today with a little bit more. So today the focus shifted to the whereabouts of the 5 accused on the day Senzo Meyiwa was shot and killed, and proceedings had to be adjourned early on Wednesday when the state called Constable Zungu to the witness stand, and the defense requested time to consult and prepare for this testimony. Exactly. Yesterday, he was supposed to be on the stand, and yet another witness that is not on the list, and turns out the defense were ambushed in the morning with a statement that was 10 pages long coming from this Constable Zungu. And it was very interesting. At the end of the day, the judge decided that the defense needed more time. It would be unconstitutional for them to continue with that witness, considering the fact that their statement was only written on the 23rd of May this year, and they needed time to go through it because they received it in the morning when they came to court yesterday. So Zungu, whose name was not on the witness list for security reasons apparently, was expected to give details on the whereabouts of the accused on the day Senzo Meyiwa was killed at his former girlfriend's home in Vooslorus. The new witness was Constable Sizwe Zungu. So he's a constable now. We'll see what he is next year. Zungu said he is a police officer. He said he's a constable with 12 years in the SAPS attached to visible policing, the Sebenza SAPS, the Eden Vale side. So Baloy asked, do you know the accused before court? And Zungu said, yes, I know them. Zungu said, I know accused number 1, Muzi, my neighbor from home. I also know Mafiga, accused number 2. I know him from back home in Kwanongoma, but I would say Osutu. Osutu is the name of the hostel that they lived in.
Here we go.
Okay.
Osutu is the place in Kwanongoma.
Oh, so there's another place in Kwanongoma.
It's that place where they come from.
Osutu.
Yes.
Okay. So Gadla accused number 3.
I see
know him from Egoli.
Basutung. I think the Vooslorus thing is Basutung, something like that.
Yeah, but they sound similar. They confuse me. The hostel as well as the area in Kwanongoma. Both of them.
That's where they come from.
Yeah. So then he said he knows accused number 3, Ugadla from Egoli, Gauteng, but saw him for the first time in Vooslorus. Then Thokozisi, accused number 4, said he knows from Vooslorus, but not from back home. Nkani, accused number 5, he also thinks he saw him at Vooslorus. Then Zungu said on the 26th of October 2016, he received a call from his son, Gwabini Zungu. He's my brother's son. That's how he describes him. He says he's his son because he's his brother's son.
I'm sure they don't get along with that brother. This is me just saying, because I mean, honestly, you can't just throw your brother's kids under the bus like that.
Which is, wow.
I don't know if he's noticing that. Like that, he's basically, and I'm saying that he's basically saying that the guy was ready to hide those guns for them. So he's a gun keeper for these people. Is that what this man was saying?
Not only a gun keeper, a gun distributor.
And a gun distributor. I'm sure they don't get along with the brother. Eh?
Well, he asked me if I could come to Vooslorus on the day. And Baloyi said, is it correct that he invited you to his place at the hostel? And Mshololo said, objection, my lord. It was
and these are monkey tricks. Because you think about why he's doing this. It is so that this man can testify about hearsays. I mean, honestly. And the judge that always talks, by the way, I cannot. He felt bad because he reprimanded the defense a lot. So he had to say, by the way, even the way he's saying it. And I'm not happy about this judge. I don't care what you say. If you say this judge is working, I don't know, reverse psychology, but doesn't look like anything like that, man. There are many things, even today. Crucial points, Crucial points. This guy decides to mishear them. I don't know if there's something like that. Yeah. He does not hear them properly. I don't know whether on purpose. And with that, not hearing them on properly, he corrects them and he turns them to be the way he wants to hear them. And you tell me that, continue.
I thought he would stop this because he's noticing that the public is watching.
No, he's noticing, but he cannot help.
He cannot help.
He cannot help. He's trying to calm himself, but it's not happening. It's not happening because maybe this is how he's been dealing for all these years.
Well, on that objection raised by Mshololo, Baloyi said, I'm just trying to avoid hearsay evidence, but if counsel doesn't mind, then it's fine. And Zungu said he told me to come to Vooslorus. I told him it was early in 7:15 in the morning. So this is 7:15 in the morning, and he says he was going to work.
Yeah.
He says, I informed him that I will go to him after I knock off from work. He called me again and informed me that Makosonke from Rustenburg will also be joining us. The mentioning of Rustenburg, I found it very peculiar. The thing is, accused number 2 was working in Carltonville in the time, 2014.
Yes.
He wasn't at Rustenburg, so it kind of threw me off. I'm like, okay, fine.
He was talking about someone else, right?
Yeah. And accused number 2 was working in a mine in Rustenburg. So, not Rustenburg, my apologies, in Carltonville, not Rustenburg. So he says, I told him I will call him when I knock off. He also sent me Makosonke's contact details. Baloyi asked, who's Makosonke? Zungu said, he's also a relative of ours. His surname is also Zungu. So I then knocked off and contacted Makosonke, and Gwabini told me that Makosonke could be in Joburg. He will start with his girlfriends at Joburg. I called him. He told me he's in Joburg at Carlton Center. I went there and found him, and we sat and ate. Gwabini then called at that time asking where we were. Then we told him that we were coming, and we went to Vooslorus. There is no other place that we went to when we departed from there. And then Baloyi asked where in Vooslorus, and Zungu said a hostel, the Sotho hostel. It was between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m. We sat with Gwabini and others from back home. We sat inside the hostel. There's an area like a kitchen. And Makosonke informed me he had a bottle of Jameson. We drank and ate. So when he described this drinking and eating and having fun, I got deja vu of Mtogo while he was testifying. He sounded like Mtogo, I don't want to lie, in my opinion.
Oh, wait. It sounds like Mtogo. No, wait. This man is going to come back at the end and say they were celebrating using those bottles now and then.
Yes, the whiskey bottles. So Baloy then asked, you said there were other people who? Then Zongo said there were many of them. But Muzi, accused number 1, was there. Accused number 2, 3, and 5 upon my arrival. So accused number 4, not yet. They were having fun and there was a lot of meat because I couldn't remember all of them. I was no longer staying at home. I stayed in another place. Gwabini would remind me, this is so and so.
So this,
I remember the accused Gadla and Mafika, but the person I know well was Muzi.
So these are people that he didn't know.
He says he didn't know them.
You know, okay. I heard yesterday about this guy coming. I just didn't wanna go live for you guys, but from that Facebook, like honestly, it seems as if that Facebook of that woman, the sister, is predicting everything correct. Yeah.
Advocate Baloyi and the judge, the very same judge, where he said at the beginning of the trial he doesn't like referring to the accused persons as accused.
Yes.
Now told him to say their names and add accused number so and so.
Exactly.
And that's how their train of thought is made up, is what he said. Then Zungu said, I also remember that accused number 5 arrived and Gwabini reminded me of his name. Now Gwabini reminded me of Nkani, accused number 5. I knew him as a member of the Zungu clan, being a Zungu and Mafika number 2 and Gadla number 3. So this is the part where I saw accused number 5 kind of shaking
Laughing.
his head
He laughed. He laughed. Literally
and he was
laughed. Just like,
what? How can you confuse me for a Zungu?
isn't he Zungu himself?
He is.
Uh-huh.
He is. And how would you know, when you hear someone who has a similar surname to you, even though you don't know them, you kind of are interested in that person, right? You want to have a conversation with that person, wouldn't you?
You would.
I would be like interested to know where you from, link the surname, as to where our other people relocated to, stuff like that. But with you knowing or being told he's also a Zungu,
You see, what worries me, Emil, is that the statement was made in 3 May. Look, it worries me. 2020 and
2023.
2023, yes. This year. And what also worries me is that issue of pictures with the superior.
Yes.
It sounded to me like this man is probably the one who handed these guys over, not because they probably did this thing. This is my obviously assumption and my own perception. This is a guy who probably knows these people, and maybe what he's saying in terms of guns and whatnot, it could be true, maybe not because they went there on that day, on that eve.
Maybe they were coming from another hustle.
But he kind of knew this because maybe he at some point he chilled with 2 of them. I not all of them. I would not like to believe that all of them. And then obviously saw this happening. He kept quiet. So when obviously someone comes and say, hey, bro, I need something like this. Where can I get people like this? You see? Then you start, there's these guys from home. I don't know their names, eh?
But I know that
they
with their pals.
yeah.
And I know that they deal with these types of activities.
It sounded like that. It sounded like someone who, it's a reverse story. We are being told the first part as the end.
Yes.
In this case, it's like, it sounded like that. But I'm not saying that is the case, but it sounded like someone who assisted in navigating
This entire arrest of the 5 accused, allegedly.
It's alleged, obviously. It's our opinion. It's allegedly. It's what we see. We're not judges here, but we obviously definitely have eyes to see.
And the fact that I'm under the impression that he knew of them, not that he knew them.
Yes, he knew of it. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm under that impression that and even if you read up there, he's not saying that in a sense he knew them. He needed to be reminded, these people. Do you understand? And then after being reminded, these people
maybe asked around, what do they do?
Or maybe the cousin also deals.
What he has done though is place them all in one setup. Because I see a lot of people who are believing that they did not do the crime. They are saying that, oh, so they lied when they said they didn't know each other, right? So he came in to say, actually, I saw them together in one setting, in one setup. So as to make them look like they are lying when they said, no, we don't know each other, especially with Bongani. Bongani he is kind of like accused number 2. He's kind of like the one saying, I don't know these people like that.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
And it makes sense to me. I'm not speaking for everybody, but it makes sense to me why he would want to not affiliate with them, because he's the only one prior to this case who didn't have a previous conviction of a crime. He had a stable job.
No, there's nothing that makes sense here. One thing clearly, this guy knew, for me, I believe that he knew accused 1 and 2. Knew accused 1.
Yes.
That I believe. They are almost the same age.
Yeah.
And almost calm.
But were they Buster Bombas like that? Like close?
Yes. I would believe so? Because there's a story that he was visiting in Vooslorus.
But Begayo Ingom.
No. Remember who told on who, according to the story?
They said Muzi told on him.
There you go.
But so, he was upset that he did that.
Yes. Being upset doesn't mean that I don't know you. Who do you remember when you are under search and you are being told that bring us someone?
Your close friend.
Obvious. I've heard even on the videos guys saying, there's this guy who was saying, I went on pointing on everyone, on a spree of pointing everyone.
Oh, the agenda network. Yeah. There's a guy who actually said that. He said, as long as I could recognize you and I was with the police, I would point at you. And if you were looking at me, I would point at you and say, yes, I was there with you doing the crime, child.
So I would not dispute the friendship. I would not dispute the friendship between the two. But I would dispute the friendship with the others. Why? They live a different life. Because
these ones are way older.
They are bringing and these are boys.
These two
compared to the other ones.
Compared to the other ones. Those ones are way older. There's like a 10-year, 9, 8-year gap.
So yeah, I believe the two were getting along. I don't know how much, but they were getting along. The 3, maybe the 2 from the 3 knew each other, not friends, knew each other because of the industry.
Policeman bringing them all together in one setup at a hostel.
Yes.
And he said, as we were sitting, accused number 5 sent one of the boys from the area to ask me to reverse. And I did that. I went back inside. So Uti accused number 5 sent one of the boys to tell him to come and reverse his car, and he did exactly that and went back inside. Baloyi then asked, did you see what type of vehicle accused number 5 was driving on that day? And Zungu said, yes, I did. It was a grey Polo hatchback. Now, this grey Polo, remember when we were discussing on that other video regarding Zandi and her, whether she understands what case 636 is saying?
Yes.
The point or that page from that docket had included this grey Polo.
Yes.
Finally, it is now introduced in the court. And it seemed like it belonged to accused number 5, allegedly. So again, accused number 5 was shaking his head in court. He initially shook his head when Zungu said he thought he was also a Zungu. And now he's shaking it again with regards to the grey Polo.
If you look at the demeanor of these guys, you can almost see when you're telling the truth, they keep quiet. Like if you're telling the truth, they keep quiet. But when you're lying or something like that, or you sound like you're lying, they do shake their head.
He says we sat there singing and dancing, and drinking. So the judge also added, and the meat. Then he laughed. After Nkani left, accused number 5, we ran out of liquor and we drove an Uno, a red one.
Yeah.
He says he left with Mafiga, who's accused number 2, and number 3. And the other one was the driver of the car with other people. Now, these other people are not mentioned by name or
that's my problem
again.
You don't name them. You keep them unknown. You must remember them because you are remembering everyone.
You remember everyone, so why not remember this person?
Give us all the names and what they were wearing, those people.
So they went to Tops. There was a certain shopping center there. And the others, he said, if I remember well, the others bought liquor. We then went back to the hostel. Did he buy any liquor? That is the question. Why are you imposing the liquor on others? Like Mtogo, how he excluded himself from buying liquor with Zandi inside the store. He just spoke like Zandi went there inside the store.
Because he has to testify. He has to sound like he was sober.
By himself, by herself. I find it very strange. Then Baloyi said, many of you went to buy. And Zungu said, I remember it was 5. The car was full. So Baloyi showed Zungu photos to illustrate his evidence. And a picture was shown of 2 men drinking. Zungu said, that's the vehicle we traveled in. This Uno red. Where's the grey Polo? Where's the picture of that?
So you see the pictures are coming. Where are these pictures coming from?
Maybe from his phone, the police.
Yes.
I think they're coming from him. So that's me who appears slightly. And then accused number 3 appeared in that photo. And this one is Mafiga. Mafiga is accused number 2. Then Zungu said, although you can't see him clearly. And honestly, I think that in these cases, you guys of public interest, such as this one, we have to see exhibits. I don't know. Like, I just feel robbed watching this entire case. With the Oscar Pistorius case and many other public cases, the exhibits are shown, showing that, the state has nothing to hide. And worst of all, this case is classified as a cold case, meaning not much evidence to work with. So what if these photos are photoshopped or something? Like, we can't have to see, be able to tell what is going on in those pictures. We can't have a say. We just have to believe that, okay, they are legit. The same issue happened previously with the cell phone. I wanted to see that cell phone next to the tin milk.
They're not going to show you, so just continue.
Another picture was shown of accused number 3, and the date on the photo said 26th of October 2014. Now, how was this date pulled is something I would like to know and find out. Was it pulled from the device, the date on this picture?
Yeah, definitely it was pulled from the picture itself. I think We talked about
Are
this.
we sure?
We obviously we did talk about this to say you can change that thing.
So another picture, but they said, is there a date on the photo? And if they were taken, what were they taken with? Were they taken with a cell phone or were they taken with a camera? And if they were taken with a cell phone, the source, like I would like to see the source where they were taken from. And Zungu said the 26th of October 2014, and Baloy said on the photo page 48, do you recognize anyone there? And he said, I think it's accused number 3. Then Baloy said, what was the occasion? There's per photo on page 48. And Zungu said, I have no idea. He has no idea what occasion it was, and he was there on the 26th of October. And yeah. Baloy then said, as you returned from buying alcohol, what happened?
What I would like to know is what time did these people disappear?
Zungu then said there is a lot that there is nothing apart from that we were dancing and having fun. Baloy referred to more photos. Do you recognize the person? And Zungu said, yes, it's accused number 3. Baloy said, is there a date on that picture? And Zungu said, 26th of October 2014. Another picture was shown, asked if he recognized anyone. And Zungu said he recognized both accused 3 and 5. Asked for the date, Zungu said it's dated 26th of October 2014. Now another picture was shown and Zungu said, I recognized accused number 4. Asked to use the laser to demonstrate who accused number 4 in the photo was, then he did so, and shown another picture, he said he could recognize accused number 4 also in that picture. Then Zungu said, I recall later that day between 8:30 and 9. So that's the time, Mr. Anonymous.
No. What time did they disappear? For how long did they disappear? He is talking about their arrival from wherever they came from. For how long did these accused disappear?
Okay, I get you. He said around 8:30 to 9, I was seated inside the hotel. This is in the evening, by the way, guys. And on the right, facing the door in the main room, in the common area, it was late in the afternoon. It was dark. Accused 1, 2, and 3 came in, following each other.
They were in shock.
They looked in shock and fast, going towards Gwabini's room. I stood up and followed them, and when I went inside the room, the light went off.
Then the judge hear this. This is where I have a problem with the judge. The judge is going to correct that, and that was interpreted for the first time. This was interpreted 100%. The judge says, no.
I even kept it like that. I wrote it, I
They
rewind.
said-
I was like, no, what I'm hearing is that when I went inside the room, the light went off.
No,
That's
the
what I hear.
judge now is saying they switched off the light.
Well, the judge asked.
And then
for
this
clear
man goes
translation.
on to say that this light had a problem as this Kwabini or his son, his cousin,
Yes.
told him.
Well, the judge did ask for a clear translation, and it ended up changing to
He changed it. No,
the light was switched off.
The judge changed it.
He changed it.
Yes. The judge changed it. And this is a crucial information. You can tell that he's changing it because he's even pondering on it, talking about it. That means he wrote it down, he noted it down.
Yeah. Then Baloy said, who switched off the light? And Zungu said, I don't know, but I was already inside, even though it was switched off. But Gwabini switched it on, saying it has a problem. A lot was happening. Others were going in, others coming out. It was just busy. When I came, before then, when I arrived and placed my gun in Gwabini's room.
Yes.
And my bag. Honestly now, SAPS members, please explain to us, what are the rules surrounding the carrying of weapons when you are off duty?
Not only that, when did this guy knock off?
Oh my God.
When did this guy knock off? He was already
getting
driving
ready
there
at 7.
at 1, was it 1 or 2?
Yes, 1 or 2.
He was on Joburg already.
When they went to Carlton Center, right?
Yes.
When did he knock off?
When did he knock off? He had a half day or what?
And isn't this firearm supposed to be in a safe or something when you are...
As a
not on
policeman,
duty? Don't you go home first before you go
since
anywhere
knowing
else?
that your
Put it in a safe,
your
safely,
cousin deal
then
with
go to the
distributions.
party.
Since you're saying that your cousin deal with distribution of guns,
You left the gun with
You
a
left it.
civilian.
you left it unattended.
With a civilian. Can SAP members please explain to us, because we do not understand. I don't
And you
understand.
come back, you smell the barrel.
Then Baloy said, just before you saw them coming and following each other, when did you last see them? And Zungu said it had been a while. Even though I don't remember, but it had been a while. Okay, when did he see them leave? Like leave the party, the drinking, the dancing. When did they leave?
That's my point.
So he says, when I went in, the light was switched back. When the light was switched off, it was dark for that time. Then Gwabini fixed it. Not that he literally fixed it, but the light was falling and switching off. When I was inside, because
So it
I
was not
already
switched
inside.
off?
No, it wasn't switched off, Judge. It was not switched off. It switched itself on and off. Right. Now he's giving a clearer explanation of what was wrong with that light.
Yes.
And he says, when I was inside, because I was already inside, I was following right behind them. I stood at the front. Gadla, accused number 3, was next to me. I was in between them. Muzi, accused number 1, was next to me. And when I looked at 3 of them, Muzi, accused number 1, and Gadla, accused number 3, were holding firearms. Mafika was the only one not holding a firearm. Accused number 1 was carrying a 38 revolver, and accused number 3
Now
was
you see?
carrying a 9mm.
No, it's no longer a knife now. It's not a sharp object.
No,
It's a
he
it's a
said number
38
2.
now.
Number 2, no, he placed the 38 revolver with accused number 1, Muzi.
Yeah.
Sbi,
Yeah. And then number 2 was carrying.
a 9mm. Number 2 was not carrying a gun.
Oh, Emily. What do you mean? They were both
He
carrying
says he
guns.
wasn't carrying a gun.
Guys.
It was accused number 1 and accused number 3.
Yes. The 2. I'm talking about the 2 in the house. The 2 in the house. So both of them, they were carrying guns.
Yes, the ones that he saw.
When I say the 2 in the house, I don't mean that accused number 3 was placed in the house, but obviously want to place him in the house with threats and whatnot. All I'm saying that now, if that theory was to be true, they are saying that both of them, they had guns.
Akiri Bianung, the 38 special revolver is not going away with the public.
So he had to come.
It had to make a U-turn
He
and
had
come
to come.
back.
Here we are.
The thing is, the public is not letting go of the 38 revolver special.
But it probably did not shoot. That's what they want to
38
say.
special. So now it's slowly making its way back.
Yes. Yes.
Yabo.
Yes.
And this cop witness is introducing it.
This cop witness, by the way, who watched people with illegal guns
Yeah.
and never reported them,
No.
chilled with them,
Yes.
ate meat with them,
Dance.
danced with them,
Ow, Sugan Matot.
and then even kind of knows that the nephew is the distributor of these things. Do you understand? And he doesn't do anything.
Oh, welcome to South Africa.
Eh? He's here today to testify about what happened in Senzo's case.
Yeah.
No. We must overlook all these
Yeah.
things that are
We
all over the
must.
place. That this guy.
Yes, because he's testifying in the Senzo Meyiwa case.
Do you understand? We must forget.
ignore all of these things that, as a law officer, he decided to look away, not entertain. He's just,
When he took oath that he will even arrest his family.
yeah.
No. It doesn't apply to him.
No, it doesn't apply to him.
What I would like to know is that if they call that Kwabin guy the nephew, the 38 that he claimed this guy owned, Is it legal 38 or illegal 38?
Does it have a license?
Does it have a license?
Did you even ask? Did you
And I
even
can bet you almost my 2 cents that this guy probably doesn't even have a license card.
How come your nephew is so comfortable around you?
Because he's got a police who's going to protect him. That's why today he's not on the stand as an accomplice to this case. If indeed there was a case like that. You are testifying against your neighbors that you probably hate them back home. That you probably have personal vendettas back home.
Preach.
So you said, oh, this neighbor, I hate him. Let me just throw this neighbor under the bus. Is that what you are saying? Is that what you are doing? Don't you think your nephew should be here?
He should, actually. This Gwabini must come to the
Because
court
he
and testify.
accommodated that whole process.
He's closer to the accused than you, sir. Gwabini is the one who should be on that witness box.
Today we are telling story on behalf of your nephew. Now should we believe that?
I don't know.
As a policeman, don't you think this person, your nephew, should be here?
So I don't know if I believe what you're saying. You are very dodgy, sir. So I don't believe what you're saying.
No, they must ask those questions. They must not fear. Were you guys getting along with your neighbors?
Good question.
Are you friends? Because seemingly now in Joburg you drink beers and whatnot, but you seem to forget them. You need to be reminded.
You need to be reintroduced.
Yes.
This is so and so from Kwanongoma. This is so and so. This is so and so. This is so and so. Huh?
No, he must tell us. He must tell us.
So see, then I asked Gwabini, because Gwabini was in the house. I asked him about my gun and he gave it to me. He just bent over on the other side and took it and gave it to me. I then released the magazine. I opened it. Baloyi asked, your firearm, what type of a firearm is it? And Zungu said it's a 9mm Z88 pistol. It's a work-issued firearm that he went to a hostel with and handed over to a civilian. He says, I sniffed it. He smelled his firearm. I saw that there was something suspicious inside. I placed it on me and then I asked them. I took the 38 from Muzi. I then looked at it.
You looked at it at the 8.
The way it was happening, it seemed like they were giving these guns to Gwabini. I then asked him why he was releasing or issuing out firearms at the hostel again. I mean, he threw me off guard when he said again. I was like, you know that your nephew carries firearms.
Maybe he's banking on the fact, not on the fact, maybe this Gwabin guy has been arrested maybe for certain things like that. I'm thinking. But here, he's not going home December to eat lunch with the father.
No.
No, you can't do that to your brothers.
And there will never be another meat-eating session and dancing and singing with Gwabini and
because
the
you
father
can tell that there's animosity here in terms of why is Gwabini not coming to testify, to put a stamp on this. You see, Baloyi, when Baloyi is being asked about Gwabini, is huffing and puffing.
He doesn't know whether he's coming or not.
Obvious, he's not going to come now. If he was to come, they would need to talk to him so that he can come to court. If you get me what I'm saying, and if you don't, it's okay.
Well, the witness whispered to Babu Jonas that what he knew was that he handled guns. He knew that he had a 38 and it was lost. Then he said to me, it's not that one. So he had firearms without licenses in his presence. He was that comfortable with you being a cop. He says, I then carried on though. I could see that there was something I couldn't quite understand. Baloyi asked what made you suspicious, and Zungu said, I remember the way he entered and went straight to Gwabini's room, and when I got there they were holding firearms, and before I entered there was someone who said Nang ubabungani, meaning here is an uncle approaching. So yeah, Mafika, accused number 2, then left and there was shouting. He said I was shouting
wait. Someone is raising a very valid point.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you why.
All right.
This incident of the 26th was on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I couldn't put a finger on it. I've been doing I was even checking if Spa liquor store was even existing at the time. Remember when I asked you?
Yes, tops.
At Vooslorus, I don't know, people who stay there, they should give clarity. But what the question is, what this brings is actually even exhausting that point, because now what this person is saying, liquor stores in Spa, they don't open on Sunday.
How did I miss that?
It's a very valid point, Pumza.
It tops van.
No, they don't open on Sunday.
They don't even open at all.
Mm-hmm. Not unless it's Christmas.
Hi, Nina. Can't this story is Kamgabi?
So he must tell us in which Spa was open at that day.
And
when he
when
went to
was
buy.
Tops? Okay, I think it was there in 2014.
Tops is a Spa
Yeah, it's
shop.
Spa liquor store.
At the time, they were not fans of going to township like ShowBright and all these other stores. But I don't know. I stand to it. That's why I was worried about it.
People from Vooslorus tell us if there was a Tops at a shopping center nearby there. You know, guys, in 2014, was it there? Because I was Senzo Notandi by Kwembu, you know, Kwembu's place. And what's even, forget that. Liquor stores are closed on Sunday.
Yes.
In fact, forget about the Tops situation. The fact that they are closed already.
Which did he buy from?
On a Sunday.
On Sunday. At night.
At night.
Even if they were open for 1 hour in the morning, but at night.
What Tops was he buying from?
He must tell us.
Late at night.
Because he's so specific, this guy, he does not forget. Since he doesn't forget.
Especially the event of 20.
And the clothing
14,
of the accused.
26th of October. There he forgot nothing. Okay? He was very specific. Reminds me of the people that are from the house that is.
Even the changing of jackets.
Even the changing of
the
jackets.
colors after.
Someone you're not used to, you are noticing
even notice
that
everything.
They change jackets at night.
And this was your first time meeting them.
Yeah, very interesting.
In terms of maybe your neighbor, except for your neighbor, but the others, this is the first time meeting them.
Very interesting. Then Zungu said I was shouting at them for guns because I didn't know that they carry firearms. Before he told me, I asked him why he was in possession of firearms at the hostel. Then he responded to me by saying, I also told you to place your gun here because I didn't want all of you to be carrying guns. I believed him, but I could see that he was saying this because he's doing this. Because he then took those firearms and said, bring those guns here. I continued shouting at him. I then heard the door opening from behind. Accused number 5 came in wearing a black jacket. Then I asked, is there a problem? And Gwabini responded and said that there is no problem. Then he asked me and said, uncle, but when he came in, he was in the company of accused number 4. He then asked, so now accused number 4 appears. Accused number 4 is the one, what's his name? I forgot his name.
Mapisa,
yes.
Yes.
Mapisa. Now Mapisa is being seen, okay? And Mapisa was not placed. This testimony, guys, was a mess. The rewinding and even the fact that he spoke so low. I found him to be speaking quite low. I couldn't hear him clearly. I struggled. I relied on Jonas today.
You know what I like about Sizwe? Sizwe is like this. He's trading on both sides. He goes there and says, hey, now he's believing that this guy is telling the truth.
Okay.
Okay, Sizwe. Let us see.
Can't believe it. It's
Let us see.
country.
It's a free country. Let us see. Let us go with. But I can hear like honestly speaking, when I listened to this guy twice, something is not giving.
Baloy then said, you mentioned that accused number 5 was wearing a black jacket. We just want to show you a photo on page 17 again of Exhibit S. Can you use that photo to illustrate your evidence? And Zungu pointed at accused number 5. Allegedly, he was wearing a black jacket there. And after that, Gwabini asked me, he said, Uncle, can I please speak to these young men? They are going back home. I then left. When I left, I saw my figure, accused number 2, standing at the corner. I then noticed that he had changed his jacket. He was wearing a gray one from a black one. He then looked at me from underneath his jacket. That I could see if it was him. He then entered inside the room. I'm like, hey, bo. Gwabini then should come and testify. I mean,
yeah, see,
yes,
we need Gwabini. He needs to come and tell us where is he getting this gun to dispute, because I mean that's a question that we are.
Come and testify.
He must come and testify.
Then Baloy said, you say that you noticed accused number 3 was wearing a gray jacket from the black one. Can you just describe the black jacket that he had? And Zungu said, because I had entered the house following them, I had seen that he was wearing a black one, a hoodie with a hat. Even when he went out before me. And the darkish one, we have moved now from the darkish hoodie to the one Baloy said was navy or dark.
Navy, yes.
And now it's been
black.
officially assigned the color black.
Black, yes.
So the people who were in the house, even though they were up close and personal, scuffling, in the line.
Yeah, wait, Emil, can we please bridge that gap of likes, guys? I'm told that we're missing 648.
Haibo, guys.
Like
the video. Please like the video. All right?
And they are saying that this is not a hotel, it's a hostel.
It's a hostel. It's a hostel.
So you see they are correcting you. Can they correct the liking also?
Yeah, good thing.
Yeah.
Correct the likes. The likes are not giving.
Yes, since we are rectifying also on our side. Can you guys rectify not liking? It's a sin to comment without liking and
Please,
not
guys,
okay. Obviously, if you are not subscribed, you won't comment. But it's a sin to comment and not like.
The judge wanted Mr. Jonas to interpret the hoodie part for him. He said he had a hoodie as if it's 2 items. But that is what the witness said. They did say that it was a hoodie and a hat. The way I understood him, it makes 1 item, but clarify it in the jacket and the hoodie.
Judge, it's like he knows something, man. This dude is like,
especially on part of the evidence.
Yeah, it's like he knows something and he wants to collaborate that
clear.
Thing. Yeah, it's not clear. To me, it sounds like a collaboration.
Okay, he wants it to be emphasized.
Yes.
Yeah, he that part with regards to the hoodie and the jacket that the people in the house struggled to identify. Now here's this person coming in and saying it's black. Now it must be clear that this hoodie looked like this. So Zungu then said, I would say it's a jacket that would not open but had a hat. Judge said it has a hat, meaning the hat is part of the jacket. That's what I want to find out. And Zungu said yes. Baloy then said, and the gray one. And Zungu said the gray one looked like the black one. So he had 2 hoodies that are similar.
Yes.
That are of the same design.
So
different colors.
When he went, you know what is funny is when he went outside, where did he change? Because he was outside. And Muzi, right? It's Muzi who changed the color on Danzi.
It's Danzi.
So if it's Danzi who changed the color of a jacket, right? Where? Because Danzi, we are told he was staying, is from, where did he change it? Outside.
That is a very good question, because the one who we are saying is close to Umuzi doesn't even reside in that hostel. He didn't.
And even if he had a bag inside, let's say he had a bag, he was going. This man says Muzi went out, and he saw him outside after changing. Where was the black one after changing? Because he was outside. He was not inside. You are saying he didn't change inside. You are not saying that he changed inside the house. You are saying that he changed outside. Where?
Where did he change?
Where did he change?
That's something you'll have to answer. Then Baloyi said, please describe it. And Zungu said it's a jersey jacket with a hat. Me looking him made me notice that he changed when he left, because when he left, I saw he was wearing a black one. After that, he went back inside. I remember talking to him. He crossed paths with me. He was alone outside. So also this is giving, this thing of wanting to nail accused number 2. It started with the pointing, and now this guy can remember detail for detail what accused number 2 was wearing, what he was doing. So it's giving very much accused number 2 must be nailed at all costs.
Come hell or high water.
Come hell or high water. Like, it's giving that. It's giving very much that. So Baloyi then asked, can you remember what you spoke to him about? And Zungu said, when I think I said Magazi, or you do have them, please give me one. He then laughed and went inside. Then I said, so he was saying that he asked accused number 2 that he can see that he has many of these hoodies. So can he give him one? And then they laughed, and then he says he went back inside. Then I sat in the main room while they were busy in the bedroom. Because I was with my other brothers. They say Gwabini apologized that they had asked him to leave them inside.
Yes.
He said, I sat there. Then after some time, Gwabini then came to tell me that when I leave, I should leave with accused number 1.
Yes.
Yo. I then asked where Makosonke was, the one I came with. Gwabini called. Kusanjalo Muzi, accused number 1. I think he was appearing from inside the house. He informed me not to leave him. I then told him that Gwabini told me, but we're still waiting for Makosonke. Makosonke was not found. Gwabini then called Makosonke. Then Makosonke arrived after a few minutes. I remember he arrived late because Gwabini told me that Makosonke was no longer leaving. He told me because he was speaking to him over the phone, telling me that he was no longer leaving. As we were seated inside and waiting, accused number 1 took off the t-shirt he was wearing. I think it was red. He rolled it on his arm. If I remember, he pulled something to stand on, and he had another bottle in his hand. He then asked, do you know or have you heard that Meyiwa is no more? Baloyi then asked, who is saying that? Zungu said accused number 1, because there were many people inside. Others people said, how? I disputed him, he says. I then took out my phone. I looked on social media, and then I disputed him that his source was not correct. I didn't dwell on it because I thought they were just chatting. After that, it was busy. Others were coming in, others were going out. I remember going outside waiting for Makosonke. I then smoked outside. Others were going in, others coming out. It was just busy, Nje. You know what is very interesting for me?
Yes.
I was a student at this time.
Yes.
2014 was social media that huge that whenever you'd hear news, you'd wanna check on social media. For me, it wasn't like that at that time. You needed confirmation from the radio still, or the TV, or the newspapers. I don't know if it makes sense. It wasn't a time like now. So how he's speaking by saying I needed confirmation from social media, it's as if it's 2023. Because 2023, when news like this break out, they kind of make noise on all social media platforms. So one thing I'd like him to elaborate on is which social media was this, what type of phone did he have, and all of the nitty-gritties, because he's speaking of social media as if he's speaking of it now, when I don't remember receiving the news of Senzo Meyiwa particularly like that. I remember I was listening to the radio. That's where I heard.
I cannot say that. I was also at varsity. I think I use university datanet.
And you saw articles, right?
Oh, I use university data.
Did you look at articles or did you look at social media at the time?
Social media, someone posted it.
Someone posted that Senzo Meyiwa had passed on. So was it something that when you heard the rumor, you just decided to check your social media? I don't think my thought process being like that in 2014, honestly speaking. But anyway, different strokes for different folks. Maybe some people were already advanced than some of us. They perhaps were, I don't know. But I was like, no, man. That time,
all I know is that I had a free internet, so I was going to abuse it.
But you would look for like articles still to confirm if the news were true or not.
Articles? No.
Like looking at Google.
No.
For verification. So you would just believe it because somebody posted it.
Oh, yeah. In terms of Google and whatnot, yeah, I did go through Google.
Exactly my point. So he's speaking of social media as if it's social media now and not 2014. How? I remember even hearing about Sfiso. I had to double check. I heard about it on the Facebook and then I had to double check because I wasn't sure if it's true or not. So, don't confuse us. He says, I then went outside to smoke. Others were going in, others were coming out. It was just busy. What I remember again is that after some time when I heard for the car keys were not there. And then I went back to Gwabini. Now, sir, how did you lose your car keys? How is it now that you're going? This is where I got lost. I'm like, when did we give the car keys? When did we lose the car keys? What is happening now that you're going to your car and then when you are asking Gwabini where the car keys are at? So when you handed in that bag, did you hand in the car keys as well? Is that what you're saying? But why are you not saying it?
No. This guy said he went out to reverse for accused number 5.
He went right after handing over the firearm and the bag.
Yes.
So now how do you lose your car keys now? Like, what is happening? I feel like I'm not keeping track of this witness. I'm not following. And I felt like that most of the time. And then Gwabini said, how? Babu Mngani. And then he took out his phone. I think he was calling, but I don't know who he was calling. People were out. I would say as to who was there and who was not there. He kept calling and said they're not picking up their phones. Then he went back inside to speak to someone. I think was related to accused number 4. He then said Mzala is not answering his phone. I think he was referring to accused number 5. After that, then, that person that Gwabini was speaking to made a phone call and then they answered the phone. He then said, Ubaba Mngani wants to leave. Where's the key? Then after that, I waited a bit. We were busy and waiting for Makosonke. You were not worried, upset, frantic at all that Gwabini took your car keys and there's somebody who... Like, I don't understand.
I think I see that people are saying that it closes at 3. Guys,
but in
the times of 2014.
2014, you know.
2014 is totally different.
I remember 2014. Sundays, alcohol was hard to come by.
2014
on a Sunday.
As they relaxed the rules and obviously as we go further, they did that even with Showbright and but 2014
it wasn't like that. Topsy behivalile, guys. Behivala on a Sunday, and then again it came a point where they would close at 1 or so. It was around 2016, 2017, because I remember there was a time I had to go there on a Sunday. It was around 1 o'clock they would close. No mistake. Now maybe it's 3, but 2014, no.
Let's continue.
Then he said, I'll wait. I wanted him because he is the one that I came with, Usho Umakosonke. And he also called and said he was on his way. It took time for Makosonke to arrive. Not that long of a time, but it was quite some time. And accused number 4 came and gave him the car keys. So his car keys just vanished. Where did he mention giving them away or something like that? Like, I don't understand.
And it sounded like you wanted to say his car was also gone. He sounded like that, but it's okay. Let's continue.
Baloyi then said, did he say where he got them from? And Zungu said, the way it was, there was no need for me to ask because I was long shouting. I could see it was not there. When he gave me the key, he said, thank you. What I noticed is that we are sabata. He clapped both hands. The way he said it, it showed respect. And you just let it go. Your car vanishes. You are suspicious about your firearm. You sniffed it and stuff.
Well, the car did not vanish. He didn't say that. I'm just asking. I'm curious. I don't want to put in.
Finish.
He did not say it vanished. The car keys vanished.
The car keys vanished. And he wasn't upset. And then he said for Muzi, but Muzi accused number 1 was busy. I was going to leave with him. I then asked him, oh, he arrived with Gwabini. It was just busy. The other one said I must wait for them. I remember I left with 4 people. Before I left, Gwabini told me that Makosonke was no longer leaving. Then Mshololo said, my lord, can I just get confirmation if Gwabini will be called? And the judge said, I'm sure he will call him. Baloyi said at some point you tried to avoid the hearsay. Then my learned friend
the hearsay by leading. You avoided by leading. You know, many people think that I am playing brotherhood. I'm hearing that Sizwe is saying that we are not here to play brotherhood. And indeed, we are not here to play brotherhood. Let me spell out what happens if this case succeeds.
Yeah.
Case 375 dies. So are we saying that
to prosecute for case 375?
The fact that you are seeing many parachuted witnesses, some of them who did statements 20
2 months ago, literally.
Yes. A sober person should always ask a question: what was the main statement saying that prompted this person who took this decision to look at 375 and look at 636 and say 636 goes through? Do you understand? These statements were not there. So most of the statements that we have had here is 2020, later 2020, 2023,
2019.
Do you understand? And you should ask a question. This is a very huge statement of 10 pages. If anything they said that day,
yes, 10 pages. And
this is a
typed.
very crucial. This is very crucial. It was
Not
even typed.
Typed.
It was even typed, and you come here, you say, okay, we should. These guys, some of them, they might be not good people, but they're saving their ears. I'm fine with that.
They are
Do you
getting
understand?
punished for
I
the
am
crimes
fine
they
with
committed.
that.
They are in jail. Accused number 5 is said to be there for 108
Do you
years,
understand?
right?
Do I even, at some point I was
number
even...
3 is there for 38 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Do you understand?
Yes.
At some point I was even saying that, as Mshololo is going to go slow because maybe he knows his person is not going out anytime soon. And I was saying this because I'm interested in the truth coming out. But we will never hear the truth if we take such things like we eat it like a yogurt.
No. We will never know the people of the law who compromised this investigation. That's what bothers me, is the fact that throwing this crime on people that already you guys are not going to have sympathy for or have any compassion for because they are criminals.
An easy escape.
It's an easy way out for a lot of people that were supposed to do the right thing and decided.
And if this
do
case is
otherwise.
conducted properly, if we are saying that, okay, they were even celebrating after that, so it was a hit, right? Which, by the way, I do not understand how you celebrate not knowing if a person passed away or not, as people in the house are saying they took that person while he was still breathing to
the
hospital.
hospital.
Those are things, do you understand? It does not make sense.
And under normal circumstances, guys, you've been on YouTube, you've watched Nkabi stories. They don't operate like that.
No, they don't celebrate. What is there to celebrate?
They don't.
What is there to celebrate?
After they're done with the hit, they go to the river, they cleanse with a sangoma or
Exactly.
something.
Exactly.
And then the clothes that they were wearing doing that deed, you'll never see them again.
Do you understand? And then now we're supposed to be sitting here as we're sitting here.
And believe this.
We have hundreds and something witnesses to come and testify. There were
Come
how
on,
many
guys.
people in the house? Was it 7 or 9?
Don't you want to know who the corrupt officials are? You don't want to know that? You're not interested
So
in
you
finding
are
that
interested
out?
in someone just being thrown there. When I analyze this thing, I'm not one-sided. I have hit on Shololo when I felt like he was a bit sluggish. I have
Definitely.
hit
Everyone has caught strays,
on people that when I felt that they were sluggish. But when I see progress, in a manner that is being, when you are being channeled to think in a
Trying
certain
to
way.
block certain officials from taking or facing the music of what they were doing.
If everything that Tifo said is unfolding and you guys are agreeing, actually, he was right, he was right. What stops you from waiting for a hoo-ha time of the person who took the statement from 636, as he said?
Yes.
Why should we just close it
Crucial
here?
statement. Not just any statement, crucial statement.
I'm a Pirate fan, and I would like none other than. At some point, I sounded like I was defending Kelly because what was happening there, it was a quick fix also.
Yeah.
And I'm not looking for a quick fix. I'm looking for a proper fix.
The truth.
The truth.
Justice.
Between all these things happening, there's a truth, and we need a proper truth. If people who defeated the end of justice needs to go to jail, they should go to jail.
Thank you.
Do you understand?
Yes. And having someone who's serving 100 and something years to just take the fall like that so that
It's
you
an
can
easy
get out of the
thing.
heat. What stops you from doing the same thing with other cases?
Do you understand? You get in for stealing a Norox, and then next thing you find yourself with 100 years.
Or you've got
What happens
ammunition.
if one
What
day it happens to you?
What happens?
Eh?
They let you out for two months, and then gidli, they search your place, gidli, they find the firearms, gidli, you are going back. What stops them from that happening? What is stopping it from happening with you, normal civilian? Because someone needs to get off the hook. They want to keep their job and their pension.
Can't work like that, man. Can't work like that. We need the truth, and the truth. I mean, it doesn't need you to go and sleep and dream about it. A normal person who sits down and listen properly when people speak. Even Amakosi at home are able to do Amacala. Do you understand? Properly.
Yes.
Do you understand? You don't need to be a lawyer. You just need to listen properly and like, no, man. Dissect things. You're like, no, this doesn't make
This
sense.
doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. 9 years. Someone remembers the color, the changing of color, everything, but you cannot say the people.
On the 23rd of May 2023, as you're writing your statement, you remember all of this information.
You even type it if it's you who typed it. And we should take that and be like, ooh, yeah, there we go. We've got it. We've got them.
Guys.
These guys are ruthless.
I thought we were making progress here. Get with the program. What's going on? What's going on? Do you think we just sit here and analyze these lies for nothing? Allegedly? Alleged
we
lies?
need to sit through them.
We
we need to
dissect
sit-
them for a
if-
reason. We're trying to make you guys see, if you haven't, or put in your own train of thought. That's why we do what we do.
Is it a coincidence that we were told that by the sister of Mapisa that actually someone who was there to testify was turned back, and then the police is coming, and today we're seeing a police.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now
For those who do not know, there was another friend who was supposed to come after Buthelezi. And then that was a change of plan. There was a change of plan, allegedly. And now they're bringing in the cop.
So, I mean, should we take that and be like, ooh, yay?
Hallelujah.
We can do
We're
that.
getting to the
It's
truth.
easy.
We can put a veil.
It's easy, but I don't.
9 years has been too long. And when I look at Fiso, I look at the Meyiwa family, I can't. They deserve better than this.
Do you understand? Look at how Fiso looks.
He looks like he's deep in thought. He looks like he's 5'2", you know? It's not nice looking at a person kind of go through that.
And if what is happening in this case is anything that is being said on the streets and by these accused that they were harassed, and what do you think is happening to those people who are looking for the truth, like Boss Fiso?
They are looking over their shoulders, allegedly.
Let us continue.
So the impression she created was that she doesn't mind hearsay. This is what Baloyi was saying. And Mshololo said no. And the judge said, anyway, are you going to call Gwabini? And Baloyi said, we're still considering our options as far as that is concerned. Mshololo then said, then hearsay should not be allowed, you know. And the judge kind of agreed with that. So Zungu left with Muzi and other two people whose names are not mentioned. Gwabini, then he said that he will just accompany us until the gate. So the judge said, this court needs to place it on record that I will not entertain the hearsay. I'm not going to take it into consideration, all the hearsay. So it must be said that I incorporated it into my judgment. So it mustn't be said that I incorporated it into my judgment.
That's another hint that you were talking about, that he keeps on dropping. His examples are always against the defense in terms of ruling for the states, and this is something you do subconsciously, and that is when you probably have something inside that you are saying already. That's how you can start making such examples that are saying that is the case.
And then he said, if I ever write one. It's a subliminal message that take it. Those who catch it will catch it. Then Zungu said after that we left. Gunimba accompanied us to the gate. He talked to the other people. There was a taxi there. He said he spoke to the people in the taxi. And then he said, no, Gwabini is the one who spoke to the people in the taxi. And then after that, he left Muzi in some of the streets. He told me where he resided, and I left him there. Baloyi said, where did you drop off accused number 1 exactly? And then Zungu said, even though I don't remember, but it was outside the hostel. The other said they lived somewhere. I also left them by the road. I then left with one who left at engine garage at P91. When I arrived at Tembisa, I arrived at night. It was the following day. It was a Monday. So interesting. He resides in Tembisa. Then after that, I saw this thing in media, but I didn't take it to head. But I saw that what they were saying was true. On the TV, they were talking about it, that Senzo Meyiwa had been killed at Vooslorus. There's nothing I could say because I did not see it happening. But I saw that what they were saying was true. As to where they had found it, I didn't know. When accused number 1, Muzi, said yesterday before we left, if we heard that Senzo was no more, then it was the following day, a Tuesday, I looked at the picture in one of the newspapers. As I was reading the newspaper, I heard the suspects entered. The other one was wearing something black and the other one had dreads.
Doesn't he sound like he was monitoring these accusers' movement? Except for the nephew.
Yes. Thereafter, I remembered that I had not seen these people. Because if you feel that way, the first person you monitor isn't the person that's your relative. You are bringing a very important point, Mr. Anonymous. But he said, but I didn't take it to my head. I told myself that it is something that was in passing. If you say you saw these people, what do you mean? Zungu looking at the newspaper, there were pictures of people at the bottom.
There's something that was said there that is funny. There, actually, it sounded like he was talking about the pictures already. But yet, it was twisted a bit later on. But what is fun is that he's saying that this guy was going home. These guys were going home. I want to talk to these guys because they are going home. You see now what this thing is doing. It's corroborating the statement. You understand? Because maybe the statement is saying that this person was at home. So it must say at night they were going home.
Oh.
Do you understand?
Oh.
That's why the statement must come at the end. And you tell me that I should believe that. I should take it and be like, yeah, that's it.
For me, it's the fact that he saw this identity kit on a Tuesday on the paper. I'm not even going to give the date of when they were drawn because I feel like I'll be giving him clues when it comes to his cross-examination.
Yeah. The pictures.
I let it go.
The pictures.
But I'm bothered that he saw the newspaper on the Tuesday with the sketches. And you know.
We saw that.
He says, I remember that Mafika, accused number 2, was wearing a black hoodie. Mafika changed this hoodie when I spoke to him at the hostel. That made me suspicious, but it was not taking me anywhere. Baloy asked, you mentioned that according to the newspaper, one had dreadlocks. Just elaborate on that. And Zungu said the other one had dreadlocks and gold teeth, a mustache. The way I saw accused number 2, it gave me an impression that he looks like this person, even though it's not exactly the same, but the description, the mustache and the hoodie.
Fitting something that doesn't fit. Those pictures don't fit. In fact, if you want to fit those pictures, what is it Teleblancha cut or something like that? Accused number 1?
What is it?
The accused number, I mean the guy who was arrested and released, the first guy. The threat guy,
yes.
Take that guy, put that guy next to that picture and tell me that it doesn't fit. I'm not saying it's him, never, not in a million times.
They couldn't prove it's him.
But
it's not him.
What
actually.
They could have been drawing, intentionally, it could have been someone they knew.
That looked nothing like accused number 3.
No, not with those cheeks. And the other guy,
even if he had dreadlocks on.
But the guy, the first accused was Amugushe with the glasses. The other one, it's like they were drawing him.
Identical.
And to hear that the mother was shouting that I know the guy on the street on the same day of the incident, allegedly. Come on, guys.
Then the mustache, the hoodie, the way he was wearing it, the fact that he changed it inside, that made me realize I saw these people. But as to where I saw them, Baloy then asked, but as far as the person with dreadlocks was concerned, what was your recollection? And Zungu said, at the beginning, because there was one person I saw with dreadlocks. But when I looked, I remembered that Gadla, accused number 3, had dreadlocks. The way Gadla's dreads in the photo, they were open like this, but they were not braided. But on the photo, they were not braided. So that shocked me. It didn't arrive to me that it was him. Exactly.
It shouldn't.
Exactly.
It shouldn't.
That made me not put emphasis on the fact that it was him. Then after days went by, I heard that minister tasked investigators to look into this matter. Then after that, Baloy referred to the identity kit by Warrant Officer Steenkamp, and the judge asked if it is common cause, meaning that the accused and the defense are aware of it. And Baloy said that they are the ones who referred to it.
Look at how Baloy makes it easy to actually tell the lies, actually. And God, like, it's common cause, my Lord. And no one is reprimanding him. No, it's okay. Just make one mistake of questioning things that you didn't hear there on Yay.
He doesn't forget those ones.
Yay.
I mean, when was the last time Tumelo and Zandi testified? So what is your comment as far as the identity kit is concerned? And Zungu said, I won't be able to comment. Mnisi said, I just want to follow the line my colleague is pursuing. He said it's common cause. And the judge said, he never said that. I said that. Then he confirmed what the
deviating
court said.
from what is actually at the point. The point is this guy is objecting to these things being shown. But you are correcting.
Then the judge said, you can say that he confirmed it, but I said it. Mnisi said it's not common cause. Baloyi said, my colleagues referred to the sketch and we referred to the very same identity kit that it's being referred to, my lord. When I say common cause, I mean it has been disclosed in the papers, which the accused and their counsel have been given from the docket. That is what the judge said. So they have it. That's what I mean when I say common cause. Asimgozi. Then Mnisi said, he is further alleging that in my cross-examination of Steenkamp that we referred to this photo. I personally did not refer to it. I don't know about my colleagues. And then Baloyi said in the cross-examination of Mthokozisi and Tumelo. And the judge says, so that we save time, is it correct that you have stains? He meant Steenkamp's identity kit. And Mnisi said, yes. The judge said in one of the cross-examinations with Mtogo that the description does not accord with features they gave her. Then asked Ramusipili for confirmation. And Nxumalo said he's the one who actually referred to it.
Thank you, Stembiso. Stembiso Duba.
Zungu said he saw a picture similar to the ones Baloyi showed in the media regarding the minister's announcements. He said that he heard then after that he could follow it as much, and he couldn't follow it as much. And in no time he heard that a suspect had been arrested, and then he said he no longer followed up. After some time he heard that the suspect is not the right one. He says he didn't do anything, he just left it, and he would just be reading newspapers as normal. After 2015, 2016, 2017, if I'm not mistaken, I then met Gwabini and asked him, which one is it exactly? 2015, 2016, 20... Then Baloyi said, don't refer to the content of the discussion. So I'm speculating here that the state will not be calling Gwabini. Then Zungu said nothing happened, we're just chatting. In 2018, with all the people that were in that hostel, they kept asking me if I remember. Then Baloyi said, yes, you may not refer to hearsay evidence. What happened in 2018? Zungu said almost at the end of 2018, Other had a fight and I already had knowledge that those suspects are the people I was with. Meaning that what I saw on that day, it was the same thing that I was thinking that they were doing on that day. I'm talking about the carrying of the firearms, seeing Mafika changing, and all the people that were talking about it, I was used to. Then after that, I spoke to General Shabani. He was my cluster commander. At that time, Minister Fikile Mbalula tasked people. He also talked to him because he was now at the province and no longer at our cluster.
See how this guy seemed to be interested in this case that he has never reported it. But he remembers who changed who was what.
Who
Big
was the
people.
minister.
Aye, man.
Then Baloyi was getting frustrated there, wanting to know which position General Shabani held. Baloyi then announced that the state will be calling General Shabani at a later stage. And the witness was...
So Shabani also kept this information.
Yes.
Let's keep it between us.
Promoted, child.
Let us keep it between us. Let's keep it between us. It's not going there. Come on. These are people who are supposed to do the right thing.
Bombastic side eye. The witness is going to refer to the discussion with General Shabani. It was end of 2018 to 2019. He said he would look into it. He would investigate what I was telling him. I told him that I was troubled because a lot of people were saying that I was also at the hostel. Then he said he would investigate and that he'd come and tell me. But I didn't tell him that I was at the hostel. The reason why I didn't tell him was because I don't want it to be known.
But he said he told him. Just the sentence above, he just said, I told him I was worried because I was in that hostel.
It's not make
I
sure.
didn't tell him. I didn't tell him that I was in a hostel. Come on, guys. Come.
It's not make sure. I hear you guys. Some of you are convinced, but it's not make sure. It's not. The contradictions are too much.
On your own statement, you say you didn't tell him. You say I was worried. I was worried that I was in that hostel. I told him I was worried I was in that hostel. Also, I was with these people, and then all of a sudden, I didn't tell him that I was in that. Come on.
And I also didn't have any certainty with regards to that they had killed Meyiwa. If I remember well, General said he would do his own investigation because it wasn't sitting well with me. I then asked Gwabini about this matter. Baloyi said, please don't refer to the discussion. Zungu then said, after that, General Shabani told me that he found out that they were, and yes, you were right. Before that happened, he told me after the investigation that he met them.
What was he saying you were right on? What was he saying you were right on? You were right that these are people, but you say he didn't say that. Then you come back to confirm.
He had the conversation with General Shabani from 2018 to 2019 because it was not something that they talked about today or tomorrow. When he would see something, then we'd talk about it. If I remember well, General informed me to drop this thing. Let's not mention it again. The reason for that was that there were those who wanted to kill me. Relatives of accused number 5 and accused number 1. According to my knowledge, and Baloyi, yes, just tell the court about that occasion, what happened. Zungu then said, when I came back from work, I slept the following morning. I woke up with nothing happening. I went to the shop to buy a cigarette. It was in 2019 when General Shabani told me not to speak about this. I think I went to the SAPS. So here he was stopped before he could go any further. And he said, if I can just correct myself as to how it happened. So he started over and said, in 2019, when General Shabani told me not to speak about this SAPS, I think I went to SAPS headquarters, Telkom Towers, and spoke to Brigadier Gininda. At the time, it was Colonel Gininda. The office of the National Commissioner referred me to him. National Commissioner was Kehla Sithole. So I have a question, right? SAPS members, do you guys just wake up and go to the National Commissioner's office and get like an appointment and everything and just talk? And
you see, the problem with this case, there's a theory that Joyce Butelis and the warrant office Makubo were coming from a different camp of the minister, allegedly. Right?
Yes.
And then Ginindi was coming from the office of Kehla Toll, allegedly. This is what we are hearing from the street, right? So, I don't know, man.
Hi, Zungu then said on the 11th of November 2019, he got a call from General Shabani that Gininda would like to see him. A meeting was set up and he thinks it was on the 13th of November that meeting took place. Then Baloyi asked, what did you discuss there? And Zungu said, he asked me, what do I know about the killing of Meyiwa? And I told him I know nothing and there is nothing I can talk about. But at the same time, I heard that these are the suspects. Baloyi asked, yes, tell us about what you know. And Zungu said, as time went on, I did my own investigation as to what is it that there were people following me. And then Baloyi asked, yes, but what was the outcome of your meeting with Brigadier Gininda? And Zungu said he would do his own investigation. Must I go into the details of what we talked about? Baloyi said, no, it's not necessary. Then Zungu said, General Shabani called me and asked me, how is it that the head office knows about this? On the 19th of November and on the 18th, I saw the relatives of the suspects who wanted to shoot me. Now, in my head, my speculative head, I'm like, if these people are Nkabis, why would they not do it themselves and send their relatives? So Baloyi then said,
were they not arrested in 2019?
2019. When was Fiso Kuhlentuli arrested? I think he was the one.
He was.
And accused number 3.
Yes.
So the relatives, they sent their relatives, according to him. So you're literally saying all of their relatives is made up of Nkabis.
That's what I said. This is a neighbor thing. Look, I don't think they would do that. Not unless there's 1 or 2 Nkabi that is still left at home. But I really don't think they would do that. I don't think they would send someone. I don't think that. I think that this thing is just overhyped to make it like look more dangerous, and actually to hide the fact that this man sat on this evidence for years, if there was anything to be called evidence for that matter.
But he wasn't getting them threats on the 2015, 2016.
You hear now how
threats on 2019.
you hear how he's embodying this thing now.
Having a meeting with the National Commissioner.
Yes.
Baloyi then said, tell the court about that. And Zungu said, when I left, I was at the meeting. I knew that there was something like this. Then them arriving, it was not the first time. They never came straight. They came in different ways. I remember speaking to accused number 1 as I was worried about him. And Baloyi then said, when did you speak to him? And Zungu kind of paused for a while and said there was a wedding at home. I spoke to him. Then I spoke to him over the phone. Then I asked him to speak to his family or relatives that they wanted to shoot me. May he reprimand them for me. And he did that. Now, this is some bull.
So you go and tell the alleged
number
link
1
up.
was not in jail. His family, he sent his family members to go and threaten you.
You understand?
And then you tell him.
You negotiate with Nkabi, like, hey, chief, look, tell these people to back off a bit, man. Come on.
This makes no sense. I'm like, what? Then Baloyi said, just put that in a correct sequence. What happened first? You mentioned a telephone call, and Zungu said it was August 2019 because Muzi had been arrested before, so he was telling me about that arrest. He also said that there was an issue which they asked him about. I then informed him that there was nothing we can talk about. Let's wait for the police to do their own investigation. And Baloyi said, did he tell you what that issue was? And Zungu said, yes, he did. Baloyi asked, yes, tell the court about it. And Zungu said, yes, he told me that it's the issue of Senzo Meyiwa, and he put it that it's a matter of the keeper, the goalkeeper.
So he still does not say that they told him exactly. He's reading their body and so the goalkeeper, you see, I told you to stop that thing of a goalkeeper.
He says it didn't sit well with me. He told me that this issue is a problem and we should not carelessly talk about it. Now balance me here quickly. Why would somebody who committed a crime want to
tell a policeman,
police officer about the crime
good day
many years ago?
Hey, we are not friends, but this is not something to talk about.
I also wish to talk
and
to
if
him.
you suspected he's a criminal, he did it, what stopped you from arresting that person right there if you had enough evidence?
Or doing your investigation.
Since you were doing your investigation, he did. He says he did.
He calls this an investigation.
Maybe record them. Why didn't you record them when you were speaking to them?
What is an investigation, Kanti? Why didn't he do his own investigation?
He's an appearance officer, man. Doesn't investigate nothing. He appears with a uniform.
He said, I also wish to talk to him and maybe advise him, but I couldn't do it. How are you actually? Are you going around advising criminals? What's your story? Then we left it like that. Baloyi then said, you mentioned earlier on a telephone call. Zungu said, I was asking Muzi, why do your relatives want to shoot me? because I also don't know anything about this issue.
Yeah, man, come on, man.
And I don't know anything. But I said, when was this occasion when you spoke to him telephonically? And Zungu said, when I think he said he was not there, he was at Mpumalanga, he will come. When was it? Mid-year 2019. Mid-year 2019. Then Balo, you said you went to buy cigarettes. And Zungu said, when I came from the shop, I saw a car parked on the side where I stay. On my way out, it was parked there. I saw who was inside. When I came, one of the guys, Utumfana Wakona from Nduli, produced a firearm through the window. Then I was called that the pinch was not lifted. He lifted the pinch late. Then I turned back. No, he didn't go down. He turned back. And how do you
it sounds like the same story of people fighting with person with gun. In fact, now we are told it's true. It sounds like the same story.
And how did he know that Umfana Gantuli exactly? Because you do not sound like you see these people on a regular basis. Was he there also at the hostel? Is that how you know that he was Umfana Gantuli? But you said you thought Owaga Zungu.
Do you understand? How do you even know the family all of a sudden now?
What is
after
happening?
Thinking that this is a Zungu guy, and then from being Zungu, now you know the relatives.
What is happening? So, what is going on? So, he said, I turned around. But I said, when was this incident? He said, 18th of November, 2019. Okay. So, who were in the vehicle? Baloy asked. Then Zungu said, Nkazimulo, a relative of Muzi, accused number 1 or accused number 5. Baloy then asked, this Ntuli who produced the firearm, do you know him? And Zungu said yes. Baloy said, related to who? Zungu said, accused number 1 and 5. Zungu said, I called General Shabani and informed them that they wanted to shoot me. On the 19th of November,
case was
2019.
Open. No case. You see how they're dealing with these people? They're dealing like, mafias. They no, we don't open case. We negotiate this thing. Hey, China, look, hey, man. Tell your people to back off, man. Hey, this thing, man, it's fine. I don't know anything, man. Do you understand? No case open. This is a police
officer. On the 19th of November 2019, Shabani said that I should come to his office, and I went. He then informed me that he told me to leave this matter, it will put my life in danger. Then in 2019, Warrant Officer Makubo and General Sibiya, we agreed that we would lay this matter to rest. I got to that meeting and Sibiya was called, and then he just listened and asked and inquired who was handling this matter at head office. When Warrant Officer Makubo arrived, General Shabani informed him that what we were talking about. Makubo just said there's no such.
Again, the team of Joyce and Makubo thrown under the bus. So they refused to take a statement. Is that what you're saying?
Zungu said it happened that I met Warrant Officer Makubo again, Colonel Buthelezi, and then Baloy said, which year was it? And Zungu said 2019. Baloy said, what was the aim of the meeting? And Zungu said, I also don't know. Baloy asked, what was the reason for that meeting? And Zungu said, to find out what I knew. And Baloy said, did you tell them? And Zungu said, yes. There was an accident where it was said Muzi, accused number 1, was arrested. Again, his relative came to the police station and asked me about something different, but in that they were asking about Muzi's arrest, and I said, I know nothing. And Baloy said, when was it? I said, it was in 2019. And Zungu said, thereafter, I had my own knowledge that it was them. And Baloy said, who? Accused number 1 to 5. Baloy then asked why. Zungu said, they had guns and they were celebrating. But just before this, something very interesting happened between the defense counsel, the judge, as well as regarding this Warrant Officer Makubo situation. Shoro was asking, is he going to be asked to come and testify?
Yay! You touch Makubo. You see the change of faces. Everything stop. No. Yay! Warrant Officer Makubo.
Balai was like, well, we just want to submit his hearsay because
he wanted this guy.
Docket 375.
He wanted to submit hearsays of someone who's
going to testify.
Who's outside, alive, bouncing like a tennis ball, and is there. He's ready to do his duty as an officer, and you want to submit hearsays of that.
It's very crucial because the 375 he's appearing on.
What is wrong with that? Even the witnesses, the witnesses, they are here as witnesses. 375, they could be accused. And what makes this case even look more bogus is that the so-called mastermind is not here. We are just being pointed. We have to speculate with that mastermind thingy, and you tell me that this is a trial that seems to be going in the right direction. I've never seen
that much tension, and Mshololo was like, "But no." Who started it was Ramusipile. It was like they're bouncing. They're still alive. They can come and testify. It's not like they are dead. So also Mshololo put up a fight by saying, you know what, it's not actually making sense why someone who is not dead cannot come and testify.
They're
and
not
you
sick.
Want to use
they're
their hearsay, but there is no statement to corroborate what the hearsay that this witness is saying. To support what
you bring, whoa.
Advocate Baloi doesn't want Warrant Officer Makubo to come and testify.
After so much,
that's all I can
after dragging these people so much, what do you think is going to happen when they come to court? I mean, these witnesses have been dragging these people. What do you think is going to happen?
They are going to sing like Kanori.
Yes.
From Buthelezi. And it's funny how Buthelezi's name was thrown in the mud and a hoid. And the defense gave it grace. And now you want to pull the same stunt with Makubo.
And then they just said, no, bring him.
Bring him to come.
Add him on your list of 100 and something.
Yes, he must come and speak for himself.
He must come speak for himself.
Alive.
He's alive. Don't fear. We've got all the time. Just bring him.
I've never seen that much tension from Advocate Malone.
No, my lord, it's okay.
It's okay.
We'll change, my lord. It's fine.
And I bring Warrant Officer
and then you
Makubo.
start writing as you're doing. I mean, start writing. It's fine, my lord. It's fine. Please don't mention Warrant Officer Makubo's what he said. It's fine. Just leave it like that. That's all we want to see. But
I was like, yo,
that's what we live for. That's what you live for.
Because they were tense.
You know, if really you are flowing and you've got nothing to hide, then bring Warrant Officer Makubo. If they need him on the other case, they will bring him. It's not a problem. He's available.
Well, here's Zungu saying that after that incident, they had guns and they celebrated. And Baloi asked why they celebrated. And Zungu said they were celebrating with a bottle of whiskey. So Zungu said, at my sister's wedding, accused number 1, he was also present. And then Baloi asked, what made you suspicious? And Zungu said, the manner in which he said it, it showed me he had knowledge about it.
Again,
he
nothing
said. It was a problem.
Nothing said.
Baloi said, when last was the meeting with Shabani, and Zungu said the 19th of November 2019. We agreed we should stop talking about this matter because he had informed others like the National Commissioner and assured me as far as his investigation that the suspects were the right ones. And Baloyi asked, are you able to describe the 9mm that you saw in Gwabini's room? And Zungu said it's been a long time since the incident. And then there was an early adjournment. So yeah, guys have been blabbing. It's now time. It's not time.
We'll take 2 or 3 people
your phone call.
and then we'll go sleep.
Yeah, today was rather long, guys. I'm sorry. It was particularly long, but this witness is crucial. It's one of those witnesses.
Yeah,
that
and
you can't
Vele
just-
Emily, we are on 500 likes. So
How many
I
people
think
are watching?
949.
949, and we only have 500 likes. Sure, guys.
Even banning it.
Sure.
So I'll take 2 and we'll go.
2 calls.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, lucky number 1.
Let me read this question though.
All right.
Question is, why was the charge? Why? Okay, let me take the call. Zanzelo.
Hello.
Zanzelo.
That's the reality. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, my name is David. I'm calling you all the way from the United States.
Hey.
Oh, David. Hi.
How is inflation that side?
It's not. I'm here. You can be.
No, I'm saying how is inflation that side? Can
Have
you
a
hear me?
long.
David, hi.
I'm struggling to hear you, David. Okay, David, please call again. Mzansi, hello. Right.
Zanzi Reality, hi.
Okay. Yeah, David. Mzansi, hello. Can you hear me? Oh, now I see what is happening, David. You see, hey, these things of something happened here, David. Can you wait for me while I'm connecting? Just keep it like that, connected. Yes, David, you can shoot.
Okay. Yes. I just want to say, at what point does Advocate Baloyi start suborning perjury? Because this witness, it's clear they've always had this witness. He's been talking to generals and colonels and everybody. There's no way Advocate Baloyi did not know this witness. After this one that came there yesterday, was it Buthelezi?
Yes.
When Buthelezi comes and does that U-turn and says, oh, it's not him, it's the police, it's not they, it's them, it's not I. And even the judge was shocked by those I and they and them. So all of a sudden, there's this witness who comes here with a statement in 2023 in May, when this case went to trial this last year. And then, all of a sudden, we have 3 guns now. We have 3 guns. There's the 38 Special. There's this police officer's gun that was being smelled. I don't know. We need a warrant officer to come and do ballistics on this gun that was being smelled. And then there is that other gun that was found on, suspect number 3, that they were able to match with the gun, the bullet that was found behind jars. This bullet that just vanishes, hits doors and goes and hides behind jars. So when you look at this thing, there's 3 guns now.
Yeah.
And then this gun of this officer that was being smelled by smell test. Now we are proving crimes by smelling guns. Who has done ballistics and check this gun and try to match it to the bullet that was fired in that house. And then you say this man in his own testimony, this is direct evidence. He says, I told my nephew you were issuing guns again. So you know that your nephew has issued a gun or guns before, and you come with your service weapon, you give him or you leave it loosely in his house. So if these defense advocates can go and do their work tonight, tomorrow, Advocate Baloyi will have big eggs in his face. So they need to go and serious work. Even this judge, you know, this judge was happy to teach us English about I and me. And then all of a sudden, somebody needs to tell him to shut up, because the more he tries to twist things, the more he's actually hurting Advocate Baloyi. He hasn't realized that. So, 10 years later, you come and you type a 10-page statement. I mean, this man was writing a dissertation at some point. And then we all of a sudden there's two hoodies. One was telling us blackish, greenish hoodies.
Yay.
Now it's no longer blackish, greenish. Now it's black. So it's a bit funny, this thing. And me, I want the defense to actually call every single one of the investigators in 375. Put them on the stand and make them lie. Because these other ones have been lying, and and let's see if Advocate Baloyi will accuse a police officer of perjuring themselves on the stand.
No, we hear you. We hear you.
Let these other ones also come. George Buthelezi needs to come and testify. We want Ganinda, I don't know his name, Brigadier Ganinda, to come here and tell us everything that he's been busy doing for 10 years, to come and put these men on the stand. So I really pray to help them with money to get experts at this point.
Yeah, no,
because if they can get the proper experts, you know, they can undo some of these things. And this man came here with pictures, and I was happy he came with pictures, because if the defense now needs to ask for the origin of that picture and get that origin of that picture.
Yes.
That picture, they say pictures tell a million stories,
Yes.
but there's metadata behind the picture. Now, some of those pictures might tell us at what time were you going to talk on a Sunday to get liquor, and at what time were you taking these pictures. It might tell a different story. And this witness was busy. He was all over.
Yeah.
I'm just scared he will come like Tumelo and tell us Andifunu Kamba Manga. It's coming tomorrow. There will be Kamba Manga tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So let's start. I think I will stop there and give Mr. Anonymous everything I said. So I will answer this.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right. Zanzi, hello.
Hey, Mr. Anu.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, all right, man. How are you, Emily?
I'm good, and you?
All right, man. You guys, allegedly, what I'm thinking here is the state all along, they saw that there's a lot of contradictions on their witnesses. So they wanted that one witness that will come with that story that link all of these guys. And to get that person, this guy is the only person that they could get. Why I'm saying this is, he's a police officer. He is among them. So obviously they guaranteed him all the protection in the world. Look, if, for example, Mr. Anu, let's say I'm friends to this guy. They want me to implicate this guy and then promise me whatever. I would say no, because I will fear for my life. But now, remember, this guy is a police officer. He can be promised anything.
Yes.
A rank of brigadier, a major general. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because look at this thing. He was friends with this guy, right? But comes and says he's now pointing them that they are the one that they killed Senzo. You understand?
Yes.
It doesn't make sense at all. Because this guy, if they are killers, he was now, I would say, 6 feet down. They were going to kill him. And how can they discuss this thing in front of him? But it doesn't matter. How can they discuss in front of the police officer? It is practice. You can't, even if it's your friend. Guys, I mean, how can you pull guns in front of him and all that? Unless he was also part and parcel of this guy. So now all of a sudden, after 10 years, he comes, and then now he's pointing fingers to say, no, yeah, I know them, this one. Yes, you know them. You've been friends to them, maybe you've been selling or giving them guns, yes, you know. But why now coming and say this thing against them? It is not for him, unless you have been promised something. And look now, it's what even the allegedly, it's called the breaking of the charge. Or judge will be crushing the defense left, right, bottom, center. But now, this is the witness that they wanted. This is the person they wanted, because all those ones that came, they contradicted themselves more. And they didn't go further to call others that were in the house, it's West there. It's West. So now the case is West. They needed one person who can just come and, be on the side of the state. That is why now people are saying, yeah, no, this guy now is telling the truth. He told the truth today.
He's driving them.
There's no one who confessed to him that, he did this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if he was here saying, I was a undercover cop, if he was going to say something, it was going to take a left direction.
Yes.
If he was saying, no, I was there as an undercover. You understand?
Yes.
But he was. So, this is long way to go.
Yeah.
But since come up with this strategy, but we'll see, guys. Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a long way to go, guys.
Zanzelo.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Hello. Well, thank you. I just want to not take up a lot of time. Evening, Emily.
Evening.
I just wanted you guys to make a note of something. Okay. Look at this guy's date. He said he spoke to his captain or constable in end of 2018. That means he's admitting that Kaminda and all those people were investigating and following all the accused from early 2019. Secondly, he said that accused number 1 was arrested in June, and the wedding was in August, and the phone call was in mid-year of 2019. All these things are not corroborating. Was he arrested? How long was he arrested for? Because there's no way you're arrested, you get out, and then after getting, because he's been arrested many times.
Yes.
KZN Lohal.
Yeah.
3, also look at how his secret meetings. He had meetings with this one, had meetings with that one, but he can never outline what are the objectives.
He did not go and do the right thing. Police station, open a case. Right?
A case.
To say this is what is happening, or to write a statement. He needed an approval of the big bosses.
No, he even went over the big bosses. He went over the head of his own constable.
Yes.
And went to the national office
Commissioner
to go and report this thing because he wasn't getting the reaction he wanted from his own commander. He jumped him and went ahead. And then when he went ahead, those people didn't care for his story. They were fighting amongst themselves. They all had secret meetings with him. And he even included a detective or constable told me. I don't know if anyone caught that. And then remember there was a weapon that Musia gave to the ballistic guy. Remember that weapon that they tested? Was it his weapon? Because then nobody ever explained to us whose weapon that was. Were they taking his weapon? And if that was so, that ballistic person said that that weapon was tested in early 2020, 2014, 2015. So where is this story coming from? You see? And then further on, he further finalized everything by saying his last meeting with Ganinda was also not even in a police station or in an office. It was somewhere outside where they told him, yeah, the accused you gave us, yeah, they are right. Don't worry, we're working on it. And then the accused were arrested in July. In July, they were then arrested. So you knew, and then you gave, that means they built the story around you. In 2019, you admitted. So the defense needs to go and dig at his timeline, and they'll get the answers they need. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. What an analysis. 20.
Right. Hi, family. I'm Moyo. Zungu must be arrested. How can you give your state gun to someone to keep for you, and now is bringing a revolver which was described? There were no cartridges found. Okay. Let us see.
There was also at some point a reward of 50,000 that went up to 250K.
Zanzi,
Do you
hello?
remember that?
Yeah, you didn't want it.
Yes.
Zanzi, hello.
Hey, sir, how are you, Mr. Thomas and Emily?
Hi.
All good.
I'm fine, man. I don't think Baloyi is the song, guys. No, I can't be a song of things. Maybe it's a super. Okay, no, sorry, I was just cracking a joke. You know, Mr. Arnaman, in 2015, I'm saying this by the time. I'm not saying it's slow, but around that area. There is a spa nearby one thing. I think it's on a park. It closes at 2 on Sunday. So even if it's closing at 3, it's fine. Remember, this guy said he arrived in the hostel between 2 and 3. Then they did drink. They ran short of alcohol. Not that they arrived and went to spa. So even if that theory about they went to spa, even if they went at 4, there is no spa that was open Sunday at 4. That one is a lie. Even if at 3, if it was open, as some are saying that, but after 3, there is no spa that was open.
Yes.
And so he lied. He didn't buy any liquor any alcohol in the liquor. Maybe in a bottle store. It was gonna make sense. So, but now I think people are celebrating this testimony, but they're not looking at the bigger picture. This guy that came today destroyed the case of the state.
They're not looking at that.
That person destroyed the case because when you look at him, he's not a credible witness as a police officer.
Yeah.
Because this man was supposed to be arrested today after he had testified. He was hanging out with the inquiry in a hostel, exchanging guns and again, Mr. Anonymous, this guy said he went to work around 7 o'clock. Which police officer goes to work at 7 o'clock? Because they shift at 6 to 6.
6 to
So
6, right?
Yes, they work in 12 hours. So again, it looks like by 1 o'clock, actually from work. Is he waiting FM?
Yeah, it surprises you. 7, you get in at 1 or so. You're already in
At
Joburg.
Carlton Center with your friends and your nephews.
With your friends. What kind of a police station is this? So I believe they're going to deal with him. He is the worst witness the state ever caught. Just that they didn't see because they're too focused on winning and confusing the public, but they confuse themselves. And I was happy because we have been complaining about the media not bringing the analysts to analyze the matter. I think SABC today they brought an analyst.
Yes.
Who also said,
you know, this case, they were found fishing today. This witness is the worst witness they ever had. Because the crime was committed in 2014. This guy is standing that he saw everything.
Yes.
And again, you said it, Emily, that about the pictures that he was talking about. It was still confusing.
Yes.
Those guys, they were not drawn on that day. And they didn't appear in the newspaper on the day that he made them. He was lying there that he saw the pictures. So I think people are celebrating, they don't understand this thing. Even the judge, I think, is confused. And he doesn't understand what is coming. Because this witness is the witness that destroyed the case of the state. This proves that everything has been cooked all along. When you were to look at 2023, May, come on, guys. With the crucial evidence, the case even went as far as being called a cold case while you were there. You were supposed to be arrested when you come in 2013 to give that statement. For why are you saying that case, failing to disclose information? Why are you saying that? There's a case, man, that they normally call it defeating the end of justice, something like that. Because he knew the truth, but he never told.
Defeating the ends of justice, yes. That's
and again, being a policeman, only if I was a late person, I would say I was fearing for my life.
He's saying that he feared for his life also, and he was fearing threats that came in 2019.
No, I'm talking about 2014, not 2019. 2014, there was no life that was running away from.
No.
But he could not tell. So what makes him to speak today? He's no longer fearing his life. But let me stop here. But no, I'm happy when I was happy today to listen to this evidence. It proves everything. Thank you very much.
Very impatient.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Let's like the video. Let us press the likes. And we are on 600, 849 people are watching. Like the video. Maybe I might take one
guys.
call.
800, let's go. Push it to 800. Please. We're begging for likes.
Mr. Anonymous.
Okay, hi.
Ngiyakhumbula mapopola uthini? Uthi yena uzoyenza noma yini. As long nje ifamily yakho i-protected yena.
Noma yini girl.
Zanzi, hello. Hello.
Yes, hello, Mr. Anonymous.
Hey, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you? How are you, Emily?
Hi. Go for it.
I just want to give assurance to you guys that
Thank you.
We shouldn't be bothered. We are not even shaken by these fake testimonies. Everybody can see, even when the guy just stepped on the stand, you could already see that lies do not stay longer. And you can also identify that guy, that Barrow is very much under pressure, you guys. You must just read his demeanor and his body language. He's very much fed up. Something is going on behind closed doors that we don't know.
Yeah.
So, and Mr. Anonymous, you I'm with you there. You made a great point that how can the Nkabi just left someone with one shot and then they come celebrating? It already contradicts the testimonies of these witnesses who said he was alive and obviously Nkabi cannot just believe that someone is dead after firing one shot. And if that was really the motive to go and kill someone, because it's only when for you to go and celebrate, it's only when you really have a motive to kill that particular person. And you go there and you shoot one. You first go and fight and tussle with them and ukushaya kwabo kubo abafazi and everyone who was there. Yeah, It does not add up at all. So we are it's just good that, and our defense is not even shaken. They are very much confident. They see that now after trying to crack, because the evidence that this guy tried to give today, he's trying to the state is trying to give a direction now to make an impact now on the case, and it's only during this. If it was to soccer, I would say the 90, 70, 60 minutes where the game gets heated. And after that is when you see that, yes, this one is cracking, this one was lying, this one was what. So we are heading at a very crucial point now. Thank you very much. Let me give the chance to others from Namibia.
Thank you. All the way from
All
Namibia.
the way from Namibia. Wow.
Yeah.
Even the USA. Oh my God, you guys.
Mzansi, hello.
Good evening, guys. Good evening.
Hey, morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's morning to you guys. Hey, Riapila Ndotenga Zewa, Emily.
Yes,
Hi.
Right. I just wanted to say one or two things here.
Yeah.
According to me, the state has already lost the case. They are trying by all means to try, by bringing this witness, this guy, they were trying to find somebody who's going to toe the line. After all these discrepancies, after all these, the contradictions that we already heard. So now they even brought this guy. He did the same thing. He also contradict, because everything that he was saying, it didn't make no sense. So I'm just hoping that the defense tonight, they are doing more job, in terms of preparing themselves, to grill this person. And then the second thing that I've learned about this case so far, one, is loyalty. It's very important. If Senzo was loyal to his wife, Mandis, wafele manyaleni, now he cannot even get a justice because of Ufele Manyaleni, which is Zulu. That's what happened to him. And two, after bringing Mosia back, and then he admitted that he guessed, he lied. He was just telling us that he lied. Because guessing is lying. You are telling something that is not true. He just lied under oath. So now, that alone, it tells us, it tells me, we as people, we have to start to learn to take our job seriously. These people, they don't take their job seriously.
Yes.
They don't. So it should be a lesson to others. It doesn't matter that whatever company you work for, you have to do your job thoroughly, the way you're supposed to be. We have to do that because, what Mosia told us, really, it was a joke, and they are trying to put innocent guys behind the bars for no reason. It's obvious. So now we as people, we need to learn to take our job seriously. Whatever environment you work in, take your job seriously. Do your job, in a right way. Perform your job the way you're supposed to be, the way you're expected to do. And three, lastly, I realized that, Baloyi or the state, the entire, because Baloyi is there on behalf of the state. So They are not taking us as serious as citizens. They are making us as lima and just pupuzabo. By bringing all these people and saying this and that, isn't this ngashangani, So it shows that really we don't have amapoisa. We just have people who are there, to get a paycheck. They don't do their job. They are making us fools, and then they make themselves fools. Everything that really you can tell which is all lies. South Africa is a joke. That is why we need a change. If South Africa will continue with this kind of, behavior, with this kind of people that we have, call them leaders, call them prosecutors, we are a joke. We don't have a country. I feel sorry for us. That's all I wanted to say, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm speechless.
Why would Nkabi celebrate a failed robbery? This guy's only got one cell phone. Allegedly, Zungu is a liar. That's a live one. If Nkabi, then Baloyi must explain who hired the Nkabis. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, if the case is concorded properly, it should be arrested. We should have everyone there, like Nandipa and the rest.
And the rest, and
Zungu
nearly
did mention that Shabani said something about Buthelezi, then Baloyi quickly interfered and stopped him. Did you notice that? Yeah. Emily, when sniffing happened, I thought it would continue to the revolver and.
My highlight was the revolver. I'm like,
morning, guys. To me, listening to these guys today, I felt very offended by the state by making us Mzansi citizens fools. Baloyi lost the case definitely, but is lying. This is the last one. Mzansi, hello.
Hello.
Hey, sir. How are you?
Good, thanks. And you?
Yes, we're good.
Yes, Mr. Anonymous and Emily, good job as usual.
Thank you.
Yeah, it concerns me is that I would like a situation where they just investigate where this Zungu works, but I'm in his family.
Hey. Why is so
simple? Because he's very dodgy. I mean, he doesn't behave like the police. I mean, he's irresponsible with a firearm, and he's got a relative who distributes guns. If there are firearms that get lost where he works, he's already a suspect based on what he's telling us. And let's just pray for those who pray for the defense to be sharp tomorrow.
Yes.
Not to be disturbed by 1928. Because I can tell you for sure.
Yeah. And
let's pray, guys. I'm telling you. Look, here's another thing I want to raise. Based on what this guy is saying, which is the reason why they did not even give the defense his statement in time. Anyway, let me just leave and let others call. But thank you, guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. You are doing a good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right. Guys, I think I've covered everyone. This is Misani, Neat, Blessing. And then we have Sizwe. Oh, Sizwe. Sizwe is defeated. Look, I feel like Sizwe is defeated. Correct.
We are on a marathon.
No, don't worry. Don't get tired. We're still going.
Don't get confused.
We're still going.
Beginning. I told you guys at the beginning that this was going to be a marathon.
Can I be honest also? This case yeah, really, it does wears you out. I also sometimes feel like worn out, and I come back again. It's like on and off. It's a roller coaster. You can imagine what is happening with the family then, if this is how we are feeling as the citizens.
Them knees crackle. You become thirsty. It's a marathon. You become sick. You wanna quit. You wanna stop. But you can't.
Spama Sugu, I ngiyaphuma mfowethu. Spama Sugu, hello.
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 Yes.
Hi. Hey. Mina kaza ngiyilo ngiyimsebenzi even though
Yeah, we missed a bit there, but thank you.
I'm sorry, but I did not hear you at all. I heard Ramusipeli, and then I don't know what was happening. So yes, should we wrap it up?
Yes.
Guys, thank you so much for joining
On your
us.
way out, please like the video.
And please
share,
like the video, please. Please
and
like the
then
video.
comment as usual as you're doing. Thank you very much.
Yeah, tomorrow's cross-examination time. I can't wait.
We need to be attentive. Attention.
I can't believe this was stretched like for the whole day. An examination that literally took, well, maybe not because they are adjourned early.
All right. Let us like the video, guys. Let's sleep with 1,000 or so. Thank you very much. Tuli Tools.
Hi, Tuli Tools.
Auntie CK Moyo.
Auntie CK
Baloy
Moyo.
Channel.
Baloy
Mav03. Bye, guys. Bye.
Tidisomthethwa.
Bye. Bye. Tidisomthethwa. Jeremiah.
Hi, Jeremiah.
And then Snenhlanhla Bengu.
Snenhlanhla
Nosipho.
Bengu. Hi.
Misani. Miss. And then Sizwe. This is our member.
Hi,
and then,
Sizwe.
No, our member is Misani Sizwe.
Hi, Misani.
Meva 3S Bebe. And then we have woman with crazy faith.
Woman with crazy faith.
Nositelo. And then we have Paul. And then we have
Hi,
Mabuya.
Paul. Mabuya.
And then we have Stelo.
Hi,
the other
Stelo.
Steloi. And then we have Tsidi Mukwena.
Hi, Tsidi.
Princess.
Hi,
Murai.
Princess. Hi, Murai.
It's a bye from me.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining this live stream. I'm tired. Bye.